The night began with a strange chill that rolled through the city streets. I wandered without direction, my shoes splashing through puddles lit by flickering neon signs. The Halloween crowd had faded, but the echoes of laughter still hung in the air like ghosts refusing to leave. That's when I noticed the narrow alley I had never seen before. The air there felt heavy, thick with whispers and faint music. A dim light flickered at the end of the alley, revealing a wooden sign carved with symbols I couldn't read. Curiosity always got the better of me, and tonight was no exception. I followed the glow until I stood before an old market door covered in masks of every shape and expression. Inside, it smelled like dust and perfume. The shelves were stacked with masks, smiling faces, crying faces, animal heads, even ones that looked eerily human. Behind the counter stood a figure in a dark coat, motionless, their face hidden behind a cracked porcelain mask. They didn't speak. They just pointed to a sign. Try one. Become one. I laughed nervously, thinking it was some Halloween gimmick. I picked up a mask that resembled a gesture with a wide grin and golden tears. It felt warm in my hands, almost alive. The surface pulsed faintly like a heartbeat. Before I knew it, I was holding it to my face, and everything went dark. When I opened my eyes, the shop looked the same, but something felt off. My reflection in a mirror showed the jester smiling, even though I wasn't. I tried to take the mask off, but it clung tightly, as if it didn't want to leave. Panic set in, but then I heard laughter. Soft, echoing laughter coming from inside my own head. The laughter spoke. It whispered about joy, freedom, and chaos. My arms began to move on their own, gesturing wildly as I knocked over shelves. The masked shopkeeper didn't move. They just watched, silent and still, like this was exactly what they expected. The laughter grew louder, mixing with my thoughts, until I couldn't tell which voice was mine. I stumbled outside, desperate for air. The alley had changed, now lined with other mask stalls, glowing in strange colors. Each stall-keeper wore different masks, all turning their heads to watch me. Some smiled, others frowned. It felt like walking through a live-in gallery of emotions. A mirror stood at the end of the alley. My reflection smiled again, wider than humanly possible. The mask had fused with my skin, gold tears dripping from my eyes. I screamed, but the sound came out as laughter. Behind me, I saw others emerging from the shadows, people wearing masks that looked half-finished, half-flesh. One of them reached out, touching my arm. Their hand was trembling, and when they spoke, their voice cracked like glass. "Don't fight it. It hurts more when you resist." Their mask was a cracked angel face, and behind it I could see real eyes begging for help. I tried to run, but my body refused. The jester's voice whispered again, calm and cruel. "You wanted to be someone else. Isn't that why you came here?" The realization hit me. The mask didn't possess me. It reflected me. It was everything I had hidden behind jokes, behind laughter, behind pretending to be fine. The city outside the alley felt distant, unreachable. Every sound was muffled, every light warped. I wandered through the mask market, watching others try on faces of their own desires. A man put on a lion's mask and roared until he lost his voice. A woman wore a crying face until she turned to stone. None of them noticed me passing by. At the center of the market, a grand mirror towered like a gate. The masked shopkeeper stood before it, waiting. Their cracked porcelain face shifted slightly as they raised a finger toward me. "You may remove it," they said, voice brittle like wind, "but you will forget who you were." I hesitated. The laughter inside me quieted, curious. Was it better to stay this way, full of madness but alive, or to return empty, nameless, and alone? The mask pulsed again, impatient, as if it too wanted to know my choice. I reached up, my hands trembling. The edges of the mask were sharp now, biting into my skin as I pulled. It tore free with a cry that wasn't just mine. Light poured out, swallowing the market and blinding color. When it faded, I stood before the mirror again, bare-faced, trembling, but human. The shop was gone. The alley was gone. I stood on an empty street, the dawn creeping in over the skyline. In my hand, the mask had turned cold and lifeless, its golden tears dried into cracks. The silence was almost kind. For a moment, I believed it was over. Then I saw my reflection in a puddle. The jester was still smiling back at me. Only now he was behind me, watching, waiting. I ran. I didn't care where, through streets, through fog, past faces I couldn't recognize. The laughter followed, bouncing between the walls, teasing me like a melody that never ends. When I reached home, I locked the door and hid the mask in a box, but even now I hear the faint sound of giggling from inside it. Sometimes at night, the box shakes. Sometimes the golden tears start to glimmer again. And sometimes, when I look in the mirror, I swear I see it grinning behind my shoulder, patient, amused, as if waiting for me to wear it again.